on the side. I'll show you in a second. Look, it's what's his name?
Do you want me to repeat what I did last week, like that?
No, you're live.
I know.
That was Andrew. Doing some kind of weird chompy thing. No, you don't. It's not like. Don't make that a shtick. I think that was an accident, honestly.
Well, I don't know. I don't know
what was.
I don't know what to do. I don't know how to start.
It's Friday, and you are
Andrew,
and you are
Penelope.
You are. You are
Frank.
There you go.
There you go.
It's Black Friday. You might have all been out shopping this morning. If you were, you're crazy people. We went shopping this Black Friday. We went to Target, and Frank decided to look underneath the old racks, and he found these.
Oh, yeah.
Weirdly enough. So we got them as a deal on Black Friday. Look, this was only $1.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no. It was 99 cents.
Yeah, and then we went to the Argentinian Target last week.
El Targeto.
Yeah, so we got stuff to talk about.
We went to El Targeto.
I have 2 Power Ranger things, surprisingly enough.
Here, I'm going to go help Frank put stuff in the case. I'll be back to interrupt you.
Oh, okay. Well, I need someone to bounce off of. We've established it.
Bounce off.
It's a whole new thing. Talk to Skylar.
Bounce off of me and Skylar.
All right, super.
All right,
Well, I don't
super.
really know much things about anything, so.
Neither do I. You just nod and smile. It's fine.
So, I have it facing me currently.
Would you like me to point it at you?
Yes,
Okay.
that would make sense, right?
Let's see. How do I turn this around? Hold on. There we go. All right.
Andrew, what the dang? I don't know.
What the dang?
What the dang? What the dern?
Gotta keep it PG-13.
All right.
Oh, all right.
Talk, or I'm gonna start talking about
Sorry, cool.
AluCard.
So, Power Rangers, do you want the weird one or the?
Whatever you want to. Whatever
I'm talking
works
about.
for
I'm going
you.
to talk about the weird one. I'm going to talk about the weird one.
All right, weird me out, Andrew.
So, Boom Studio Power Rangers. They did the year 2 hardcover special edition, all of the second year's worth of Boom stories.
Okay.
For the new Power Ranger comics. Which
Boom.
Boom! Which I talk about a lot. They included a new story for the big volume. And I was very angry about it because I really wanted to read the story. It's by Trey Moore, who's I think is a really interesting new writer who's been doing short stories for the Power Ranger brand. And he's Alan Moore once said that fans writing comic books would be the worst thing for the industry. Trey Moore, to me, is the good anti-version of that, of why fans writing comics could be a great thing.
Okay.
Or fanboys, rather. So.
Fanboy has like a negative connotation.
Sure,
well,
but Alan Moore is using it as a negative connotation.
Yeah, no, I get it.
He's like, fanboys writing comics is the worst thing.
Right after that, he cast a spell on all fanboys.
After eating a snake whole.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Wait, what?
I don't know.
Oh, a snake hole.
Okay, yeah.
For some reason, I thought you said a snake hole. I didn't know what a snake hole was.
Sure,
Is it like a donut hole? I wasn't sure.
A snake hole technically isn't it that's like a latrine or like a. No.
I don't. That's why I questioned you for a
Sure.
moment.
All right. Anyway, or saloon. I meant not a latrine. Saloon. Great. We're back to Fridays with Andrew Quality. Anyway.
Go.
So yeah, Trey Moore. He has done backstories for villain characters like Goldar and Finster. He did some really interesting like a story that was sandwiched between 2 Power Ranger continuity families. He's doing deep cuts. He's doing universe building, world building, the stuff I love in fiction. So I've been really, really enjoying his stories. And
I like the way you put that.
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And so he did for this new super big hardcover thing that includes a bunch of comics I already own, so I didn't get it. So I'm reading all this stuff secondhand. We got comments?
No, I'm trying to turn off the. It keeps going blue-doop. I'm just trying to turn that off. Yeah. All right, there you go.
He did a origin story for a character who was originally in the comics. Psycho Green, the Psycho Green Ranger. In the original Power Rangers in Space, they had 5 Psycho Rangers, none of which was green. Okay. So they added a green Psycho Ranger for the comics.
Okay.
I told you this is the nerdy one.
Okay.
I told you this is the deep cut weird one.
This is me just nodding and smiling, letting you say whatever you want to say.
100%. All right. Now I'm going to get more into it.
Okay, go ahead.
We haven't gotten to the exciting part yet.
Okay.
So, Power Rangers 20th anniversary, Super Mega Force, worst title for a show ever, was very lazily, haphazardly done. It was based off of, for people who don't know, Power Rangers is made by taking footage from a bunch of Japanese shows collectively known as Super Sentai,
Yes.
blending it in with American footage and sometimes other weird footage and making a new show.
Yes.
So, for they used the 30th anniversary of Sentai season, Gokaiger, as the basis for Super Mega Force because it included throwbacks and old suits and stuff like that. But Sentai is older than Power Rangers. There are some suits that have never made it to America.
Okay.
So we fans would think the logical thing to do is not use footage that would include Japanese suits that never made it to America.
Things
right?
that we've never seen before in Power Rangers
Sure.
would have no sense in being here.
Sure.
In a retrospective.
Sure.
Maybe as a new product.
Sure.
That we've never seen or heard of before.
Sure.
But bringing in crap we've never seen and acting like it's been there the entire time
It's kind of stupid,
kind of
right?
stupid. As an outsider who doesn't even barely have a concept of what you're even talking
But
about,
you get that.
that sounds ridiculous.
So guess what they did?
They put all this stuff that we've never seen before into a retrospective.
Rangers, you've able to access these new powers that have never been seen on Earth before.
Okay, but at least they're identifying it as a thing we've never
But
seen.
they're not going into the backstory, though. You know,
Do we care about the backstory?
yeah. Well, I'm not saying we should, but you could make us
Yes.
care. Be a
Make
writer.
us care, yes,
you know,
okay.
make an interesting story around
All right,
it. You know,
I got ya.
take those suits, take these new powers, and try and like connect it to something old or make something brandly new,
Yeah.
or both. Which brings me to psychotic. So
You are what?
the short
You're
psychotic.
psychotic. You're psychotic?
The short.
You're psychotic for
I'm
Power Rangers.
psychotic for Power Rangers.
That's what I heard.
Trey Moore
Yes.
took the.
Wait. Related to Alan Moore?
No, actually.
Total coincidence.
But I think related to Claymore, he's really doing artist. He does have some.
Claiborne Moore?
No. Wait. I don't know. He's ready to do one more.
Okay.
Um,
That's amore.
that's some
Roger Moore. Here, let me
Oh, we're getting
take
in here?
these beautiful.
Oh, okay,
I just
yeah.
want to need these. Excuse me, guys.
So,
You just need these.
you're missing all the weird, obscure Power Ranger
I
talk.
am so glad.
So rude.
I'll
So,
be back.
Makes
So-
me wish I knew Power Rangers.
what?
Makes me wish I knew Power Rangers.
I've been told.
See, Andrew, you're touching the younger generation.
I've been told I make people excited about stuff that they would never care about otherwise.
Sure, we'll go with that. Go ahead.
Yeah, sure, great. So,
I'm just teasing.
no, I know it's we like the kid around here.
I'm not Frank. I won't go to the Frank levels.
Live Man, I think it's called. It's one of the Super Sentai that we've never had.
As opposed to Dead Man, who is
Yeah.
a thing.
Yeah, he is disconnected. Live Man was in Super Mega Force. They used those suits for, again, Japanese footage that had no business being in the shows,
Yeah.
as supersonic ranger suits. That
Alright.
was the American
I love
name.
it. They can walk really fast or something.
I don't know. Again, it was very lazy.
Okay.
They didn't care, so why should I?
Yeah.
Trey Moore took those suits and like that name, and he created his own team for the he created his own backstory for the Supersonic Power Rangers.
Okay.
So he took the Live Man suits, but he added one, Supersonic Green. So the new backstory for these
Yeah.
Supersonic Rangers
All right.
is that they're from the planet Zybria, I think.
This sounds like some Highlander 2 shit.
There is an alien ranger in Power Rangers Time Force, and he's from the planet Cybria. So the Supersonic Rangers are the Power Ranger team from his home planet.
All right.
So already we now have a backstory for something that made no sense, and it's connected to another piece of Power Ranger lore that we've never
You're
seen
so
before.
upset you're slamming
No,
your
I'm
fist on the
happy. This
table.
would be happy.
You're so happy you're slamming
I
your
am.
fist on the
It's
table.
so cool. And so, all right, so like, I'm not the biggest fan of love triangles, but he kind of made it.
I kind of have based my entire life on fictional love triangles.
Well, most of them are
No, I
done
don't know.
poorly. You know what I mean?
I agree.
So, Supersonic Green and Supersonic Pink. We're in this new brand.
Do they have names, Andrew, or are you just calling
sure.
them by their colors?
Well,
you have to see
so
beyond
their
color.
Red is Ace, Pink is Star, Yellow is Pyre, Black is Gent, and Blue is Brute, and Green is Trek. The reason he named it
Wait, Shrek or Trek?
Shrek.
Okay.
The reason he named it this way is the Green Ranger in Time Force from Zabria was named Trip, so he wanted to match that sort of single word naming scheme.
Okay.
I think if you told me a guy named Trip was from the same planet as a guy named Trek, I would believe you.
Yeah, it's like a Vulcan thing that all their male names start with S or T and end
Yeah,
in
sure.
K or yeah.
So Trek and Star are in love with each other.
Okay, Star Trek.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Wait, say that again.
Trek and Star are in love with each other.
Okay.
You know,
you lost me now. You lost me.
I think it's cute.
You lost me.
I have no idea what you're talking about. But Star is starting to have feelings for Ace.
Okay.
I really think one of them should have been named War, but that's whatever.
Yeah. It should have been Star versus Trek and War is what it should.
Right? Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. So Star and Shrek are distancing themselves as Star and Ace are getting closer, making Shrek not resent not only Ace, who he's had a friendly rivalry with, but the entire team.
Star is female?
Star's female.
There are gender on this planet or whatever?
Yeah.
Just wondering.
Pyre, I think, is a girl as well.
Okay.
Again, I didn't read the story. I read a summary because I really wanted to read the story.
Oh, God, yeah, okay.
But I already owned everything else from this $70 book. I want it on record. I think it's ridiculous that this was made an exclusive for a big hardcover. Because I think it's a really important story.
They're trying to get you to buy the hardcover.
No, I get it. And they're giving an incentive to all the people who have bought it. That's cool. But I was a loyal customer who bought an entire year's worth of books. And I deserve something, damn it. Anyway.
I don't disagree with you, but from a business perspective,
sure,
they want you to have bought books all year and now also buy the hardcover.
Okay, but why don't you include exclusive artwork? I feel like including a story, and I get it, it's not that important to the main continuity. You know, this is a niche story that me and 15 other people care about. But I don't know. I feel it's crucial to the canon.
Okay.
So I feel a little ripped off.
All right. Fair enough.
Okay, yeah. So Shrek is becoming a cold loner from the rest of the group. Star and Ace, I think Star breaks up with him and she starts dating Ace, making him even more kind of,
complicated.
I don't know. It kind of has a little bit element of nice guy. If you know what I mean.
Like a friend zone thing?
Well, not friend zone. He's just, he's mad at this guy. He's like, I'll treat her right.
Yeah.
Ace is a jerk. Anyway.
As soon as she posts on Facebook about how Ace forgot her birthday, Shrek is like, if you were my girlfriend, I'd never forget your birthday, and I'd give you flowers every day.
I never forgot your birthday. Well, it's more complicated because they used to date.
Yeah.
So it's
all right.
Oh, by the way, everyone on Zabria has telepathic powers. And another thing,
does that make relationships complicated or easier?
I don't know, but at least in DC, the Martians, you need consent before you read someone's mind.
Need it or should get it?
I think both.
Okay. Because you cannot read their mind without consent?
He says
you shouldn't read their mind without consent.
He says the Batman in Justice League. This is a tangent. Martian Manhunter says the Batman in Justice League, because Batman's there's an evil Martian and he's like, have you read his mind to see if he's telling the truth? And he goes, Martians don't do that to each other. And he goes, can't or won't. And he goes, both.
Okay.
So I'm guessing from that line, I would assume it's a very hard thing to do, and a very rude thing to do.
Okay.
So that's where I stand on the topic of Martian telepathy. Okay. Anyway, back to Power Rangers.
Yeah, Justin, the topic of Martian telepathy.
I've always wondered Andrew's stance on Martian telepathy.
It's hard and it's rude.
Martian from what? Power Rangers?
Oh no, Justice League. I tangented.
He's tangenting. He's all over the place.
It's hard to keep him focused.
Yep.
I like that he's ADD. It adds to my ADD. It's great.
So back to we're back to Power Rangers.
Back to Power Rangers. Back to Power Rangers.
So
she's like, why am I sitting here?
Shrek goes to a very big villain in the Power.
So just so you know, Skylar and I are on the same page with this. I can tell. Every time you say Shrek, it sounds kind of like you're saying Shrek. And I don't know about you, I'm imagining Shrek in a Power Ranger costume.
He's green.
And he's green. You're making it hard for me.
He really should have been named Shrek, really.
Not to imagine Shrek in a Power Ranger suit.
Shrek.
Well, now I need someone to show me Shrek/Power Rangers crossover.
I'm going to do
looking it up right
I'm
now.
the
34.
Rule 35. I didn't say pornographic crossover. I just said crossover.
Anyway.
Skylar, make sure safe search is on when you look for
I
that.
don't know if I can turn on safe search.
Frank is still here.
All right, good. I want to make sure. I just want to make sure you didn't leave before saying goodbye. Anyway, so
Dave J. Bailey's watching. Dave, you're an artist.
Hi, Dave.
Draw me some Shrek Power Ranger crossover anime. I want to see Shrek in a green Power Ranger costume. Dave, get on it.
Psycho Green. That's your Google reference.
Okay. Anyway.
So Shrek goes to a very important evil villain in the Power Ranger mythos called Dark Spectre. And,
of course, he's such a bad guy.
Well, no, because his girlfriend broke up with him, so he wants to betray all of his closest friends.
I love it.
So he asked Dark Spectre, I'll pledge loyalty if you give me the power to kill my ex and her new boyfriend.
I love it.
That's basically what's happening.
This is beautiful.
And so Dark Spectre agrees. He gives him the Psycho powers, and so he goes from Supersonic Green to Psycho Green. And Psycho Green destroys all of the Supersonic Rangers And that is the origin of Psycho Green now.
Okay.
So...
Yeah, Justin's making the face that I'm making in my head.
Did you hear me say a character named Shrek is in love with a character named Star?
I heard about Shrek being
Psycho killer.
And he's in love with Star.
Oh,
Shrek and
Skylar.
Star.
Oh my gosh.
Justin.
Okay, can we get this on? Can we see this?
It's
on
on my kids' drawings.
It is definitely Shrek in a Power Ranger outfit. Skylar, thank you for that.
This.
Oh, look. Hey, I made that.
That's Donkey. I like that. That's
That's
cool.
Donkey and Lord
I'm trying to zoom in on it. I can't quite do that.
Oh my god.
All right.
Yeah.
Can we make that the thumbnail for the video?
Yes, please.
Skylar, send me that. We will make that the thumbnail for the video.
Fantastic. I guarantee you this video will be the most watched.
Yeah, okay.
Probably not.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, look.
I feel bad
when
for
it's
the FBI.
4 compared to 5, 5 is a higher number. Okay?
Skylar said she feels bad for the FBI agent who's stalking her on her social
I have the exact same feeling about so many things.
Yeah.
You would not believe.
Oh my god.
So yeah, that was the Power Ranger news that happened this week.
Okay.
Well, there's one other thing, but I only want to talk about one Power Ranger thing.
Okay.
And that was the one I'm way more excited about.
All right.
Because it makes stuff that didn't make sense make sense.
Uh-huh.
And in my opinion, it opens the door for writers and artists in these comics to use Sentai assets that weren't utilized.
That were not a portion of the actual show up to now.
And like are kind of part of, the licensing deal for Power Rangers is something that the fans have kind of know about, but don't, obviously they don't want to give you the whole insider baseball, type stuff. But like, we do wonder at times what imagery is used for Power Ranger stuff. What imagery can we use? What imagery can we not use? What ideas can we use? What ideas can we not use? From a legal standpoint.
Yeah.
And I guess at the very least, the Super Mega Force Sentai suits are now up for grabs, storytelling wise.
Okay.
And that's fascinating and cool.
Yeah. Woo! All right. So Dave J. Bailey just commented on my request for him to draw me some Shrek
Please tell me.
fan art. He said that the kids that were on Skylar's phone probably did a better job than he could. I don't agree with that, Dave. I don't agree with that.
Down, Dave.
You are a college-educated artist. I do not agree with that statement.
Come
that
on.
being said, that's a great way to get out of drawing me Shrek art. So good for you.
And that's really what we're all about.
Yeah, that's getting out of
You
of doing
want to talk
things
about
already.
Castlevania really quick?
Sure. Here, I'm going to give you. I don't want to interrupt you. Do you have anything else you'd like to talk about?
Kind of, but I think it's less important than the Castlevania
You know,
thing.
no, you don't have to. Shrek.
No,
This is called Friends of Danger.
my thing's really weird and like open to very different. You know what I mean?
Do you want to talk about it? You're talking about it.
I want to talk about Castlevania first because you said it's short and you have a more concise idea of what you want to say.
Not specifically. I just want to gush about Castlevania, this show. If you guys have not watched it on Netflix yet, I'm a little bit behind the ball. Season 1 came out a while ago. Season 2 came out, I think, last month. Honestly, I watched like 2 episodes like last year when it first came out, and I didn't finish for whatever reason. Probably because I'm obsessed with Alucard and he wasn't yet in the show. Spoilers, Alucard shows up in the show. If you have not watched Castlevania yet, just drop everything right now. I wish you had watched it, Andrew, because I would love to talk to you about it.
We will talk about it eventually because I will watch it eventually.
It was a
Dave said, "Uh-oh, they're on to me."
Yes, it's that. It is amazing. Whether or not you are a fan of the Castlevania franchise, as far as video games go, doesn't really matter because the show kind of takes on its own life. It takes these characters and puts them in different situations than it uses the games as a basis, but not like as a Bible, if that makes any sense.
2 things. There is some connective tissue with Power Rangers.
Okay.
Adi Shankar,
Yes.
I think that's how you say it.
Avi or Adi?
Adi. It's ADI. I
Yeah.
know. I just don't know if I'm saying it right.
Yeah.
He is the producer.
Mm-hmm.
He also produced that gritty Power Ranger fan film, Power Dash Ranger.
I heard of it, but never saw it.
I was not a fan. But he always seemed like a really nice guy.
Yeah.
And I really want to watch the movie the Castlevania miniseries or whatever it is. The show.
They just renewed it for season 3 now.
So it's a series.
There is going to be a season 3.
Okay, cool.
I don't want to do any spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen it yet. I'd like to see where they're going to go with season 3 based on the portions of the video game info that they plugged into the show. I kind of see where they might go for season 3. But if it had to end at season 2, I would be happy with that.
Are they hitting
was
the
an
game
arc.
source material in chronological order?
No.
So they're taking a little bit from everything.
Okay, I can say this much. Do you know anything about Castlevania?
Yeah, the
Do you
basis
know
premise.
The basic idea is that Dracula's a bad guy and you're trying to kill him.
He comes back every so and so years, and a new Belmont has to kill him.
Basically, and
Yes.
the games themselves don't even follow their own. Up to now, I guess they're starting to. But back when they were on Nintendo system, they weren't really. They were just making games and figuring out how
Sure,
to fit in.
they didn't care. They didn't.
This starts out with Dracula, and the whole point of it is they're trying to get Dracula to stop being a bad guy. Do they have to kill him? Whatever. And that it follows a Belmont. It follows another character, and spoilers, it follows Alucard, who is my boyfriend, my bae.
Very handsome blonde boy.
He's awesome. As a fan of the Castlevania franchise in general, I really enjoyed the show. As a fan of Alucard, I really enjoyed the show. As a fan of randomly shipping people, which I tend to do whenever I watch anything fictional,
Sure.
It was a shipper's delight.
So here's another thing. Here's another question. Do they do the meme?
Which one?
The very famous "What is a man" meme.
No.
They don't reference that at all?
It is not referenced whatsoever.
It's understandable.
But for fans of Symphony of the Night, there are a lot of Easter eggs to the
That's
game.
what that game. That's from that game.
Alucard was the main protagonist in Symphony of the Night. He's the character you play as.
Okay.
For the 99.99% of the game.
That's
he has different weapons that are used in the game and different forms you can use in the game. They make cameo appearances in the show.
cool.
The show is great. If you're not watching it, you should watch it.
I really want to watch it. All right,
give
great.
it a
So I guess the last thing we'll close on is so basically there was a poll, 2,000 people in the Hollywood Reporter, sequels, reboots, and continuations of intellectual properties. Do you, the people,
Whoever these people were,
whoever these 2,000 people were,
Yeah.
want to see more of them, and who do you want to see more of?
yeah,
So, shockingly, and I say shockingly, because Back to the Future has a very clear stance about, or notorious stance about sequels and reboots.
Robert
namely-
Zemeckis has said over his dead body.
No, don't, why? Stop. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Go to the next graveyard to
Yes. Leave my beautiful baby alone.
Right.
Get the hell out
And
of
he
here.
legally, no one can make a Back to the Future movie until Robert Zemeckis okays it.
Or dies.
Or die. Well, I would assume the Zemeckis estate then can decide, right?
I don't know. I don't even want to think about it.
Sure. He seems like a strong guy. I think I don't know. Anyway, stay strong, Robert Zemeckis.
Yeah.
So 71% of that poll wanted to see. Hold on, I just had it up.
This is horrifying, guys. Please Google this.
So
It's
here's
bad.
the thing. It kind of opened some eyes for me because I was under the assumption that everyone was sick of reboots and sequels.
I want to know who these people are that they polled because they're
Russian robots.
they're it's either fake news or it's no offense, Skylar, 12-year-olds don't know what they're talking about. I know you're 17, but you're just a kid. I was not trying to insult all children.
The data is so confusing. To
Where
look
is
at.
it? Who are these people? Did they pull them coming out of I'm trying to say something that's PC and I can't think of anything. Who are these people they pulled? Why were they pulled?
They pulled the people who like The Last Jedi.
I was trying not to say that. Skylar said it for me.
I don't think that's not. Is that what you meant by politically correct?
Partially. I was going to say people coming out of an asylum or something. Who are these people?
There's good crossover there. So anyway,
People that like The Last Jedi and people who are in asylums.
Yeah. So I can
You
joke.
said it, not
I can
me.
joke about things.
I guess I should be in
So-
asylum then.
So the next highest franchise that people wanted a sequel or reboot for, Toy Story at 69%, which they get their wish. The new one comes out next year.
Which is not necessary.
Not necessary, but I'm very intrigued. That teaser intrigued me because Toy Story getting into existential horror is at least something new.
Wait, what?
Did you not see the trailer?
I thought I did.
There's a spoon guy with tinsel and someone made a toy.
Okay.
There's a
Like
toy.
a custom.
Yeah, no, it's like a kid. It's like a plastic disposable spoon.
Yeah.
And he's got tinsel arms.
Okay.
And he's got jelly beans for eyes and mouth.
Googly eyes for eyes.
Or
That
googly
came
eyes.
to life?
That came to life, and he's horrified.
At his own existence.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's creepy.
That's terrible.
I am super curious what it means for the Andy crew.
That's
So
weird.
that means a kid can just make
Look,
anything a toy if they put googly eyes
I
on it,
guess
basically.
I don't look throughout all 4 or 3 movies. They've never asked a question about their existence. It's the only area in Toy Story that they don't have left.
So, in the previous movies, when we had toys that had been cobbled together by the creepy kid next door, we had like the doll head on the spider body and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I always assumed that it was like the spirit of the doll that just was transferred into this body when it got a new body.
That's exactly my assumption as well.
I don't know why I thought that. Like, is a doll's head where its body is? Like, is that where its spirit would be?
What
if you are
constitutes
as a person, is your spirit in your head? Is it in your
if there's
body?
a comic book cover with like eyes and a mouth, is that alive?
Yeah, what constitutes living thing?
The toys that he like made together aren't exactly the same toys anymore. I think it's more like a Frankenstein thing where it becomes a new toy.
That even raises more
Does
questions.
it get like a new spirit like from that?
Does it remember its old life?
Exactly.
Horrifically?
This is horrifying. All right.
But it's that's an interesting new thing.
So that tells me that every inanimate object has some sort of spirit, or is it only imbued with spirit when a child loves it?
Or when it has a face. Because there are
Everything has a face.
forks don't have regular forks don't have. He only is alive because he has eyes and a mouth.
Is that why he's alive, or is he alive because a child gave him life with
I
love?
don't know.
Oh God!
Well, hopefully they'll answer these questions.
Yeah. So we got a comment. Nico said Ghostbusters ? Where does Ghostbusters play on this list that you got? Anywhere?
I think it was on there. I don't think it was high in terms of what people want to see next.
Yeah.
On one such thing.
Yeah. Well, three makes a lot. 3 makes a lot of sense.
Ghostbusters 3.
No. 3 in terms of what the third wanted reboot sequel was.
Oh, okay.
Indiana Jones. That. Well, no, I'm not saying we should. I mean, they're making it regardless.
Yeah.
But I mean, that makes sense in terms of what people would want.
Yeah.
I can absolutely see.
Can we try to
more
watch?
so than Back to the Future?
I do not want to see any more Back to the Future.
No, I'm not saying you want to, but I'm saying if you had a crowd of
sensible
people,
Yeah.
if you had a crowd of people, it would make sense to me that people would want a new Indiana Jones movie instead of a new Back to the Future movie.
Why would it make sense to you?
Because Back to the Future is like almost a tight-knit story. I mean, I know 3 is like a little weird, but like there's like
It is a cohesive arc from beginning to end.
sure, Indiana Jones is about a guy doing things. There's
And
always
there's different adventures
and there's
always happening.
bye,
Frank's
buddy.
leaving. Say goodbye to everybody, Frank. Bye.
Shrek's becoming a porn star? Is that what I heard?
He's dating a Power Ranger.
I missed it.
Later.
Bye.
Well, no, it just in terms of like.
Sure. I need my computer.
Because again, this isn't about merit.
Frank's gonna want to grab his computer, which
It's
is
not.
right
It's not
there.
about what movie they should.
You
make
got your
next.
keys. You got your phone.
Got my keys. Got my.
All right.
That's my phone.
I don't think they care about what audience.
No, but this is the audience
mine's over
answering
here.
this question. It's a poll.
Bye.
These were audience
See you
people.
tomorrow, Penelope.
Oh, you're coming in tomorrow?
Audience people.
Oh, great.
Audiencers.
Tomorrow
as
is
they're commonly known.
Small Business Saturday.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on down for Small Business Saturday.
First 10 customers in line get a cool swag bag and a chance to win $25.
You know you want it.
Swag bag?
Yeah, we have swag bags.
What kind of swag bag?
Small Business Saturday swag bags.
What's
As a
gonna
matter
be
of
in those
fact,
swag bags?
here, you take that and I'll go get one and show everybody.
I don't know anything about swag bags.
I don't know. I know less about swag bags. Wait, hold
You
on.
want me to hold it?
So wait. So number 4, in the number 4 highest polling thing that people wanted to reboot
You want to do it?
was Jurassic Park.
All right. So people, that's already been done. People, most people, not you,
Well,
Or
hold on.
you.
Wait, hold on. We're on a stream.
are freaking
Be polite. Be
dum
polite.
dums.
Be polite.
Dum Dums are so delicious, though.
They're tiny.
Let's try to do this a little bit tactfully. I think
They're
right?
tiny but blasting with flavor.
Blasting.
Just like me.
People, I don't trust in
Exactly.
people.
Well, I just don't. I'm very confused why they want back. Of all the properties that were pulled, why Back to the Future?
Because people are talking without thinking. They're just like, it's a gut reaction where they're like, I like Back to the Future. Remember Back to the Future?
Remember Back to the Future?
I remember Back to the Future.
remember.
I'd like to see Back to the Future. Guess what? Oh no, they fucked up Back to the Future. Guess what? Guess who was that person? Oh, Disney just bought Star Wars. Remember Star Wars?
I didn't know this. Apparently, Avengers was kind of lower on the.
He's ignoring me.
Oh.
Disney just bought Star Wars.
No. Well, here's the thing. Both Star Wars and Avengers were kind of lower on the list.
Well, when was this list from?
Well, it's
Re-
just
a few
still
months
Well,
making.
they just rebooted it.
Oh, okay. Then fair enough.
Yeah, they don't want to reboot the reboot. I mean, that would be fantastic because
No, I'm talking about Avengers. I meant Avengers. So
That's
Star
what
Wars
I
makes
mean.
sense.
it's
to me.
ridiculous that they're even on the list because they've been recently rebooted or
Well, it's not just
or
reboot.
no.
It's reboots or sequel.
Things
All right, so
you want
anyway.
to see more of
Right. Exactly.
that has already been
Well,
a thing.
you think people think they want a thing. Careful what you wish for. You just might get it.
No, the Star Wars number makes absolute sense to me. It's 57% want to see more Star Wars. That number.
Does that include the people that want to see them fix what they ruined?
Well, no. I just think that. No, hold on. If we look at the Star Wars discourse, it's, from my perspective, pretty evenly split. Like, does that make sense? Like,
I don't want to talk about Star Wars.
All right, cool. Well, no, I'm just saying.
Know. Let's use the store as a reference. How evenly split is it?
Well, no, the store is totally skewed in one direction.
I wonder why.
Well, no,
Not if you count Skylar.
I'm saying if you look at I'm talking online discourse.
I just like it,
seems
but
pretty
I'm easy to
right. So 57% is a ginger number. I'll say that makes sense to me. 63% for Avengers is weird to me. But I guess
it is weird. But people love Avengers so much they just can't wait for the next sequel.
No, but I mean, I would expect it to be 80. I would expect it to be more. Well, the 33% of people that said no realize there's more coming. You know what I mean? They're just like,
they're like, I'm not going to vote for that. It's definitely
throw
coming.
My vote away.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to.
The 67% are like, duh, I want to see more Avengers. I'm
going to spend it.
Throw me some Avengers.
I do not condone the behavior he's doing. I'm going to use my vote responsibly on Back to the Future. So
people are idiots. People are dumb.
Yeah. So the top 4 things people want to see more of are: it's 1 Back to the Future, 2 Toy Story, 3 Indiana Jones, which makes a lot of sense to me. Because
it's not a arc that is finished. It is a serialized, ongoing.
We can put Indiana Jones anywhere.
He could be literally in any time, place.
Don't they remember?
They don't.
What happened the last time
they
made
love
Indiana
Mutt
Jones
Williams,
sequel?
Justin. They love Mutt Williams.
Nobody loves Mutt Williams, Penelope. Even Shia LaBeouf doesn't love
Just
Mutt
do
Williams.
it.
And then finally,
who's Mutt Williams? He was
the Transformers guy.
Yes.
Yeah, but he was the Indiana Jones
his son,
illegitimate son.
Is that what that is?
In the Alien movie? You know what I'm talking about.
He wasn't illegitimate. He was with one of his many female love interests.
That's the definition of illegitimate.
Well, and then at number 4 at 67% is Jurassic Park. They want more Jurassic Park.
Great.
Okay.
Which
where are they going with that franchise?
The next movie has to have a clone dinosaur person.
Yes, which is what that little girl was going to be.
Yeah, I was hoping for that.
Spoilers! I kept expecting her to
I never saw that movie. The new one. Yeah. I never saw the new one.
It was okay.
The ending is. I think the ending, what it opens up, is great.
Yeah.
So actually no.
It got ridiculous. I liked when they were on the island, and man, was it beautiful when they're leaving on the boat. And you see the volcano. That's a beautiful moment. And that to me was metaphorically Jurassic Park dying. And that should have been it. Boom.
Well, that's the end of Toy Story 3, but they're still making a Toy Story 4.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, it's because it's Toy Story 4, the search for more money.
Right.
That's all it's about.
I will say Toy Story, in terms of Pixar's properties, Toy Story merchandise does some of the best. Because you're selling literal toys.
But it's Pixar. They don't exactly just go after the cash grab.
Yeah, they do. Now they do.
Everybody does.
So initially, when Pixar started,
however, 20 years or whatever for Incredibles 2.
I haven't understand the door.
When Pixar started,
I don't want to put it
their
on
whole
myself.
shtick was make sure it's up.
It is up.
Their shtick was they weren't going to make sequels. They're not going to be the kind of company that makes sequels. They're going to tell good stories. Guess what? They started stumbling and made Cars 2 and airplanes and jitneys.
They never made airplanes.
Yeah, but that's Cars and stuff.
Movies.
They waited 20 or whatever years for
one
Incredibles.
One of the first things they did was Toy Story 2. They made Finding Dory.
Yeah, but Toy Story 2 made sense at the time because they were...
It was a beautiful movie.
No, but that's not even what I'm going to say. They were a new fledging studio. It was cheaper for them to use assets that they already had than to make an entire thing from scratch.
But you know that their gist was they're not going to be a sequel kind of...
Their stance, which they maintain, is we only ever do sequels if we know we can match the quality of what came before.
Okay, let's go down the frickin' list.
That's why they waited so long for Incredibles 2. They wanted to make sure they had a good story before they made the second one.
Did Brad Bird do Incredibles 2?
He did.
Okay.
He actually got in trouble this week.
Why?
Alright, so Incredibles 2 is in the family-friendly section of iTunes, and he took umbrage with that. Because even though Incredibles is a PG movie, he doesn't think it's a family... He didn't say it's not family-friendly, but he thinks calling it family-friendly is a put-down. And he said, what is the art form equivalent of racism or sexism? Because that's what is being done to Incredibles 2.
What?
Yeah!
That's a bad choice of words.
No!
You know who Brad Bird is?
The person in Incredibles?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what else he made before Incredibles?
I don't know.
Iron Giant.
Oh.
He also
That's why he
directed
got hired to do Incredibles.
He also directed Ratatouille, and he was an old school. He was one of the first Simpsons staffers.
Oh.
He was like an early producer for Simpsons.
But he did the Iron Giant.
But yeah, anyway, people are mad at him now. But anyway,
Well, it was just a ridiculous comparison.
that seems a little bit out of touch, right? You know, that's a
Old person speak.
Yeah.
White privilege. Old
yeah,
person.
but you know, it's.
Oh, God.
I think there's. Yeah, I don't know.
I didn't go that far, but
I don't. Whatever, Mr. Bird. Anyway.
So these are our swag bags for tomorrow.
swag bags.
Everyone who the first 10 people who come
fancy.
in. This is a limited edition.
Oh, it's so fancy.
Yeah, it's nice. It's limited
It's
edition.
really nice.
They're limited edition. We have 10 of them for our first 10 customers. They're going to be filled with just some freebies and cool stuff. One of them is going to have a $25 gift certificate in it, so you could be the lucky winner. And this stuff is all courtesy of American Express.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait,
How about that?
Not the $25 gift certificate. That's ours. Everything else is from American Express.
the other franchise, 55% said they would like to see Hunger Games come back. I don't know how. 40 or 54.
You're a brownie.
Oh, I actually did that on my audition. He asked for volunteers, and I volunteer
No, that is awesome. That is
Volunteer, what audition?
for Jesus Christ.
What kind of volunteers?
Well, it was like when we start auditions, it was just like, okay,
Oh,
let's
who's
go
ready to
first.
Now we're
go?
having a
Yeah.
And you threw out the...
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I was like,
I
I
love that.
volunteer.
54% said they want to see more Matrix.
Oh.
I don't want to see more, but like the last
I'm
few
good.
weren't that good.
I didn't need to see the second or the third.
It's such a great...
It is.
I want
but-
to say franchise, but not really. It's such a great concept.
Animatrix is pretty
Dude,
cool.
the first one was mind-blowingly amazing. I was the perfect age.
But you
I
could
was
never
Skylar's age when
achieve
came out, I
that
think. When did
after
that
the
come
first
out?
time. 99.
Yeah, I was about Skylar's age.
Literally the same year as Phantom Menace. Same season.
Wait,
Same
no.
summer.
Well, here's the real bit
Okay,
of.
we only have it's 9 bags now.
Will Smith was originally
I thought it already was.
approached for the role of Neo. Do we all know this trivia?
Yeah.
Will Smith was approached for the role of Neo. He turned it down to do Wild Wild West.
Wow.
Never even heard of it.
That was a reboot.
It wasn't. Yeah, that was. And then also, 53% want to watch a new Avatar. Like,
that's
with
coming.
Shrek.
Well,
we
there's
got
like
4 or 5
20
more
plans.
coming.
Yeah, there's a ton
Yeah.
coming for there.
Now, what was the other percentage that you mentioned to me? 41% of these people were also what?
No,
Retarded.
I'm not saying that. I'm not.
Brain damaged.
Institutionalized.
There's an aspect of the poll that went into the political leanings of these.
Oh, I don't care about any politically. What site is this? Fox News?
Hollywood Reporter.
Okay.
Hollywood
So
Reporter.
fake news?
Is Hollywood Reporter the Fox
Did you
News of
Snopes
Hollywood?
this?
This is fake news.
Here.
Did you get this in a chain letter email?
So the other thing is like,
Is this Russian?
for some reason, this was very James Bond focused. They asked a lot of James Bond questions. 52% of
Do
the
you
people.
like broccoli?
Well, no, they 52%.
It wasn't that funny.
It was funny. I got it. It was funny.
52% said they wanted to see a black James Bond.
No.
I'm in.
No, you're not down?
Well, James Bond
Idris
has always
Elba.
been a white British male, and that's just how he is. They don't need to change him.
Skylar sounds like an old white guy.
You sound like an old
No,
white
they
guy.
don't need
Awesome.
to.
No, give me this.
I've never
actually
watched it, but they don't need to change what's already great
Well,
just to
no.
make it more.
No,
Whatever.
I understand. If this is the point you're making, they shouldn't make him a black character for the sake of being a black character. Like, that's a little ridiculous.
If that's what
But
they're
if there's
doing,
an actor who can fill that role and he just happens to be a black dude,
that's fine.
absolutely
So
fine.
here's
And
the
I think Idris Elba could be that guy. You
Well,
know who Idris Elba is?
I agree with you.
He played
He was Heimdall.
Heimdall.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
60. Well, so they actually had an Idris Elba. Would you want to see Idris Elba as James Bond?
I would.
63% said they would like to see him as James Bond. But that's weird that 63 said they wanted Idris Elba, but only 52 said they wanted a black James Bond.
Well, I guess if they had to choose, if they had no choice.
Well, I mean, is
if
it between Will Smith and
Right,
Idris
yeah,
Elba?
exactly.
Like, what are my options?
Well, okay.
Well, if I gotta have a black James Bond,
Here's the saddest part, I think.
so I have like a top 3 or top 5. I think should play James Bond.
Okay.
Idris Elba is in that.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a couple.
yes.
There's a couple guys. I think Henry Cavill would be a great James Bond. I really think that.
I don't know,
I was
actually.
born into it.
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy. Was
So
my
Tom
top
Hardy-
would be a crazy
He's
good
my
James
top
Bond.
Tom
rock
Hardy
for James
is a little bit. I'm gonna put
He
this on
doesn't get to do
myself for a
anything. He doesn't
second.
get to do a weird voice. He won't do
I
it.
love Tom Hardy, Tom Hardy is right up there with Alucard and all those other people. I have my shirt on. All those other guys.
What are you doing?
I have an Alucard shirt.
What about Tom Hardy as
Alucard
Alucard?
shirt.
What do you think of Tom Hardy?
Can you do it?
So I love Tom Hardy. I think he's a little bit too like
I haven't watched this.
Street,
He's too like
dirty.
but
He cleans up nice.
But those are all the things I like about him. So I don't know why. He would be interesting, but I don't know. There are people I would rather see Idris Elba than Tom Hardy, and I love Tom Hardy. Yeah.
Wow. I'd rather see Tom Hardy's my top pick for it because he does clean up really well. But I think he can bring an aspect like if they go into James Bond's psyche a little bit, where maybe he had they did it a little bit with Daniel Craig.
They did,
where he had a messed up childhood and
Yeah.
he's not all right.
Yeah.
Tom Hardy pulls that off.
He
What if
could
he
pull
gets
off
an alien
crazy,
symbiote
dude.
that bonds to him, and then he's James Venom?
Bonds to him.
Yeah, let's go.
Bonds to him.
Bonds to him.
I ship it. I ship it. I ship it.
Well, okay, so I'm about to make you sad, Penelope.
What's
Wow.
that?
No, but
the-
Tom Hardy.
They asked about
Crazy
gay
like
James
that,
Bond on this
whatever
poll.
that-
Okay, lay
Hold
it
on,
on
we're
me.
talking about Tom Hardy still.
Well, okay, go ahead.
I mean, like, I
Hardy
don't know.
Cam.
I haven't actually like watched James Bond or anything, but like the Tom Hardy scene with like the lobster. Apparently, that was like just him doing that because he wanted to.
What lobster?
In Venom.
In Venom, the lobster
I
Oh,
haven't
when
scene.
he
Yeah, but
like,
I've
jumps
heard
in the
all
thing
about-
and bites. Tom Hardy is an
That
insane
was totally,
person.
Yeah, it was totally
Tom
just
Hardy
him
knows
wanted
that
to
Tom
do it,
Hardy is
so
an
I'm
insane
like,
I got
Isn't James Bond
parasite.
supposed to be like I don't know? Like,
That's called acting.
Yeah.
Well, no,
But he
she's
just did that
saying
'cause he wanted
she's
to do
saying
that.
maybe he's a little. She's posing the Joaquin Phoenix conundrum. Maybe Hardy's a little bit too off to be James Bond. That's what she's positive.
But no, I've seen Tom Hardy play. Actually, I was going to say straight, but he was actually gay in the movie. But like,
More composed character.
right, and he was. Remember, he was what's his name? Like Model Bill or something.
Model Bill.
In I think it's in.
He was in not Train Spotting.
Was he in Layer
Snatch?
Cake? Or
Layer
Snatch?
Cake. He was
or
in
one
Layer
of those,
Cake?
right?
Yeah. He was okay in that, but he still had like that chavish,
No, I don't know. if he was
what's
in
up,
Chav.
mate
I
kind
don't
of
think he was
thing.
in Chav.
So-
I think he was posh.
He is Nico. He is a good actor, and I
39
also really like looking at him.
39% said they wanted they would take a Hispanic James Bond. 37% said they wanted Asian. 28%.
Why are we doing this thing down race lines?
It's
fucking
weird.
ridiculous.
It's weird.
This is just
This
what.
turns me off. Like people even asking these questions.
Well, 28% asked about gay James Bond.
What they don't know is that he is gay.
No, they don't want it. They don't, or no, they do want it.
28% people are okay with gay
I'm
James
fine with
Bond.
James Bond
It's not
being
a flaw.
androgynous.
Yeah.
Like he's James Bond. He should be able to take advantage of any situation.
You don't
Whether he's
mean
flirting with a man,
you don't mean androgynous, but I understood what
Wait,
you
do
were
you
trying
mean
to say.
bisexual. I don't care what it is.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Could David Bowie have been Bond?
No, he's not tough enough.
Okay.
You got to have a little tough demeanor as
Okay.
well.
I am not a Bond guy.
I can't see
I've said this in
David Bowie like fighting in a hallway.
That'd be so
So,
cool.
Justin, I agree with you. I think Henry Cavill would be a decent James Bond.
Yeah, man. After
And
seeing him in Mission
After seeing him in
Impossible.
Mission Impossible with his sleeves rolled up in the bathroom, I'm all in. I think Tom
He
Hardy
doesn't
would be
actually roll his
decent.
sleeves.
I do wonder.
He does roll his sleeves
No, he
up.
doesn't.
I do
He does-
wonder.
He does this.
They cut the scene, but he does. It is on
His
film.
sleeves
I
are
do-
down.
They're
I do wonder if MGM or some studio helped fund this poll. Like, it's really weird.
It
that
sounds
Hollywood-
yes,
like, you know,
there's some Illuminati behind
There's
this.
some fake news. There's some fake
Or they're
news.
trying to create buzz to like get it to happen.
Yeah,
so they
yes.
want it to
Well, I
happen.
mean, if it's fake, I don't. If you're doing, would you really say that 40? I don't know.
I think this is our most natural conversation in a while. Because this is really us sitting at a table talking.
Yeah, we do
Right
that.
now.
Well, we were at a table last week, so anyway, yeah. So I was just surprised because I thought across the board people were sick of reboots and sequels.
Well, this is a ridiculous question, especially
Well,
when it comes
yeah.
to James Bond.
I
Because
mean-
James Bond is always going to be another one.
I'm surprised
So,
why they didn't
Andrew-
ask for a black Marty McFly. Like, why was James Bond getting?
Why do we have to do this whole race thing?
Well,
Andrew,
I'm just saying-
I gotta,
I'm sure- I
I
don't
gotta
know,
dial it back for a second.
Sure.
You said you were surprised that people cared at all about reboots and sequels. This quiz seemed very weirdly skewed.
Sure.
If I ask Justin right now, Justin, what 3 movies do you want to see rebooted?
Conan the Barbarian.
You have to answer. Conan the Barbarian,
That's
Conan,
awesome.
Conan the Destroyer, and Conan the King. No,
Make it Hollywood.
You have to answer me. You can't say none. I'm asking you a specific question. You have to answer with something.
Yeah.
So that's why there's stupid answers, because some people who may have said, I don't want to see anything rebooted, were being forced to make a
I'm
choice.
gonna piss everyone off. I want to see A Clockwork Orange redone. I want to see Blade Runner rebooted.
They already did that.
No, that was a sequel.
What
I
about a
wanna-
sequel or reboot? It's
I'm just
more
trying to
it did make people mad, didn't it?
make the fan base upset. What else is like holy?
Titanic.
Lord of the Rings.
Titanic.
We're getting that. We're getting a
Titanic.
TV show.
Titanic 2. What
More
happened?
than Titanic.
Well, no, did you guys not hear that?
Jaws.
In 2030, there is going to be a new ship called the Titanic that's going to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're ridiculous.
Oh, isn't it Titanic 2?
Oh, is that what it is?
I think so.
I don't know.
It's taking the same exact route.
Cool.
They have tried this before.
Asking for trouble.
Yeah.
There's an iceberg out there, like.
Well, no, you know what? Hold on. I like.
Roll up your sleeves in the bathroom, iceberg.
Hold on.
He does this.
I'm
Justin, there's a cut scene where he rolls them
I'm
up.
legit going to do my three reboots I want to see. So, Masters of the Universe,
Okay.
All right, I'm in.
Power Rangers, obviously.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you know what? No, I'm taking Power Rangers off because I haven't given the new movie a chance.
Okay.
So, hold on. So, yeah, Masters of the Universe, DC, which I think
The entire universe.
As an entire.
Yeah, I think it's kind of
cool with that.
it's kind of getting a reboot, right?
Yeah.
And then Universal,
Okay.
the Universal monsters.
All right,
Legit, those are my
I mean-
favorite.
Andrew, those are good choices.
I need. I can't call it a reboot, but I need King Conan to kind of finish that trilogy
With Arnold.
with Arnold.
That's a sequel. That counts.
Unfortunately, no John Milius. I don't think he's up to the task anymore. I'd love to see that if he could still write, but I don't think he is. I'd love to see Arnold as King Conan now and finish that out. I agree with you on DC needs a whole reboot,
All right.
and I think that we need to start fresh with Star Wars.
Sure.
To be honest with you,
When you say start fresh with Star Wars, what do you mean?
Can
now?
I say?
start with this new thing. Just wipe it all away.
Can I say something really quick?
Oh
Make
God.
it a fever dream.
There's a title.
Luke wakes up from a fever dream in the new beginning.
There's
He
a
takes off his Skype
There's a-
helmet and
There's a title that I was surprised did not leave your lips, but maybe that was just a room thing. G.I. Joe.
Aren't they still making
Just
movies?
leave it alone.
So you don't want it. You
No,
do not want anything more.
because I don't think they could do it right.
Okay.
I don't think in today's
Media landscape.
media landscape, G.I. Joe can be done right.
That's you know what? That's super fair.
so Andrew, I'm going to hand you this.
Yeah, 'cause
I want to answer.
Sure.
Instead of answering the question you asked, though, I'm going to answer a different question. I'm going to answer what movies that got rebooted that I wish hadn't been rebooted.
Oh, okay.
So
Just go where you
yeah,
want to go.
I'm just going to where I'm going to go. Star Wars goes without saying.
Sure.
They should have. I like The Force Awakens. Last Jedi, I didn't know. They should have left it alone. Indiana Jones, they should have just let it go. I understand your point, Andrew, and I agree with your point. He's an episodic.
Sure.
He's a serialized character. You can put him in anywhere. I did not need to see Harrison Ford murder my childhood. It was fine.
Can I just say really quick?
Please.
My point wasn't that I want to see an Indiana Jones reboot.
Yeah.
It was that Indiana Jones reboot, Back to the Future as a reboot or sequel makes zero sense to
I
me.
agree.
Like,
And
Indiana
what
Jones
Indiana Jones
makes
does
some
makes
Yeah.
sense.
modicum of logic.
Because you can put
Sure.
him anywhere. He can be doing anything.
He could be James Bond.
Yes.
Yeah.
And third, and probably the deepest cut, Clash of the Titans.
Oh!
They should. Now, it wasn't a terrible movie. It was fine. But the original
I
Clash of
don't
the
like
Titans
it.
is one of my favorite movies of all time. It stands out as it's in a class by itself. There's nothing even close to it. And for them to reboot it
Wow,
and
high praise, huh?
listen,
No, that's
it's
a fun,
not-
great
it's
movie.
not
I love the
best
original.
movie.
Harryhausen.
It's not the best movie ever made. It
That's-
might not even be the best Harryhausen movie. But it, as a lover of mythology and
That was
stuff
Laurence
like that,
Olivier as
I don't
Zeus,
know if
right?
Harryhausen did this stuff in that.
That
Did he?
Kraken was him, right?
he
Was
did.
it?
He
Okay.
did. Yeah.
Well, no, because it was a
I know it's
reuse.
Harryhausen-esque.
Wasn't
It's
it?
Harryhausen.
Because there was that alien. Wasn't it like a modified puppet? Because there's like an alien thing that looks just that Harryhausen did.
I don't
That
know.
looks just like the Kraken.
It's entirely possible.
I might be
That
talking
I don't
out of my
know.
butt. I might be
So,
talking out of my butt.
This is very hard to do in like the three.
Yeah.
Because there's so many franchises, and it seems like they're doing new Predators. They're doing new Aliens.
I actually,
there's
you know
so
what?
many franchises.
I do
that
have an answer
Just
for
leave
this.
them alone.
I do have an answer for your actual question. Dungeons and Dragons. I want to see a real, actual, not piece of crap, Marlon Wayans bullshit. or was it Marlon?
I don't, yeah,
One
because he
of the
ruined
Wayans
G.I. Joe
brothers.
too.
I honestly don't know who it
It's
was.
fucking Wayans brothers.
Marlon Wayans didn't
And-
ruin G.I. Joe. That movie had a lot of it.
Him and Channing Tatum double teamed
It should not.
into the ground.
No,
should not
I
be.
keep saying the suits are the worst thing
It
about
should, the
that
camera's
movie.
on me.
The director
It
was the
should,
worst
the
one.
camera's on me. It should not be a Marlon Wayans crap fest, poorly written, poorly executed, bad animation. Dungeons and dude,
Well, think
the
about it.
Dragonlance movie.
Yeah.
It had Kiefer Sutherland in it. It could have been okay. It was so poorly animated. There are actual scenes where there are half-finished drawings. It was terrible.
So what a rich.
They have so much to draw
Yeah, exactly.
from.
What a rich
Dragonlance,
property.
forgotten about.
Exactly.
We could have. There's
Exactly.
so there's
or
hundreds of
or
books.
Base it on the Saturday morning cartoon.
Well, here's
Go
the
that
Make up
route.
their own freaking thing.
Yeah.
Have 5 guys or people around a table and make it based on their own story.
and here's
You
the
know
other thing.
Dungeons and Dragons?
Here's the other thing.
And we never watched the cartoon, did we?
Because Dungeons and Dragons.
Nico, you and I are on the same page. I
that was
agree.
he was talking about G.I. Joe.
Oh.
I
Okay,
didn't get it.
same feel.
Okay,
feel.
but here's the thing. He said very disappointed because one of my favorite 80s toy lines.
Yeah.
No, but in regards to
So we went to G.I. Joe. I don't know if you know this. The logo of the store is G.I. Joe font. My wife has a professional Baroness costume that she wears often when I ask. G.I. Joe is... I have a life-size Cobra Commander tattoo on my back. G.I. Joe is by far my favorite property.
Yeah.
We went to that movie dancing. She dressed up as the Baroness. We left that movie like this.
I had a bag over my head.
I put the popcorn bucket on my head.
You had a really good I really like your G.I. Joe answer, by the way. I think that's very fair. But what I was going to say about Dungeons and Dragons was what's so interesting about the movie history of that is that there have been so many scripts from so many different people
I wonder who owns the property.
Hasbro.
Dude,
Oh, really?
Wait, what?
Hasbro owns Wizards of the Coast, which owns Dungeons and Dragons.
Really?
Yep.
I must have known that. There's no way
Well,
I
there's a
didn't
new
know
one
that.
coming in
God, give us
2021.
the toy line again.
There's a new one coming in 20. So I saw this. So like Hasbro's doing a 6-inch Overwatch line. Someone commented going.
The teenager's like, oh.
Well, actually, I love some of those costume designs, so I think I might buy a few.
Give me Diva. That's fine.
Someone commented saying it's ridiculous. It's personally ridiculous to me that Hasbro courted this license before doing Dungeons and Dragons Black Series.
Oh my
because
god!
that's apparently
6-inch Dungeons and Dragons.
That's something people have been asking for, apparently.
They
What would
must
they base
not.
it on?
They
Though? Would
must
they base it
not
on
have.
Dragonlance? Would you get a Raceland?
Dude, they must not have the licensing for figures for some reason. They must have. Maybe LJN still has the licensing or some crap.
Oh,
There's
maybe.
so. I've got to look into that.
Because they own the
Specifically
property. They
for
own the
action
property.
figures.
They own
That
the
doesn't mean they own the action
Right.
figure licensing.
Yes, it's true.
So there may be, just like Supernatural has this problem, maybe they, I don't know why I've got it on you guys when I'm trying to talk. There may be some licensing issues with the, if anyone knows, please let me know. Is there a reason why there's no D&D decent action figures?
What I thought was funny, when they did the Magic the Gathering 6-inch, they went to Funko. They didn't do it in-house. You know, they did those Funko Magic the Dragon, you get the White Lion guy that was in that case forever.
Oh yeah.
That was part of a 6-inch Magic the Gathering.
Sure. I didn't know Funko did those.
Those were Funkos.
Oh wow.
That's why they kind of aren't. They're not bad toys, but I feel like a Magic the Gathering Black series.
So
would be
yeah,
better.
here, Andrew, gonna hand that back to you for a second.
I think we're almost done, right?
So, I can't.
We're just blabbering.
Yeah,
I
I don't
love it.
understand why there is not a Dungeons and Dragons movie. Gary Gygax went to Hollywood in the '80s trying to make this movie, and it just never happened. And it's just been shitballing.
Maybe
ever
because
since.
there is no specific.
It's
written
what
focus,
story
like,
do we
there's
want?
so
The pool
much.
is too wide.
Yeah. So I don't think, and it's all about money, obviously. So whatever the filmmakers don't know who to aim it at.
Dude, if they
Dude, the Lord of the Rings people. I mean, the
Yeah.
sword and sorcery sandal.
if they
people.
started, let's just say they start with Dragonlance because Dragonlance was their first fictional property that they made books
do
about.
the 3 books as 3 movies.
Do the first 3 books as a trilogy. Just do one and see how. Don't do it with Kiefer Sutherland's bad animation. Like, just make a real movie.
He drew it.
No, he's the only name.
He's not known for
involved.
his art.
No. Seriously, there's a scene where they're like fighting a dragon man, and the dragon man is like half black and white, half colored. Like they didn't finish it. He just cuts away. It makes no sense. It's bad.
Why didn't this movie do well?
Direct to DVD animation.
He's in the Monster Manual. He's half drawn Dragon Man.
No. I think it was supposed to be a
Roll a
bronze.
D20 and pull out an eraser.
Nat 1 on that box
Putting
office.
a bag over my head. This conversation is over.
Well, hold on, really quick. So, do you not? Could you not think of 2 legitimate things that you would want to see?
Dungeons and Dragons, definitely, specifically Dragonlance. I'd love to see.
Yeah.
No, leave shit alone.
Well, really quick. Let's talk to the youth.
I want Scott the youth.
I don't get to say that to many people here.
Yeah, I know. So what movie franchises would you like to see, or cartoon or anything rebooted or sequel to?
Well, I'd specifically like to see the X-Men rebooted.
Oh,
It's gotten pretty bad.
yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. But this would be the third time.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm hoping the Dark Phoenix will be good, but
Yeah. After Age of Apocalypse, it's funny they started off strong though. Did you like First Class?
Sansa, so like.
Yeah, but it's not those guys writing it.
I know.
Did you like First Class?
Yeah, First Class was pretty good.
What about the Wolverine one? Days of Future Past.
Oh, I thought you meant the
I feel
Wolverine.
like that one messed with the timeline too much.
I
Like the concept of it was cool, but
Yeah. And then the Apocalypse one. Yeah, I hear you.
that was
I hear you. Anything else? That's a good call on X-Men.
X-Men's a good pick.
Yeah.
X-Men's a good pick.
I think it'll be interesting to see a live action Iron Giant, like what Disney's been doing with their ones. But I think
Oh, she's getting treading on some dangerous territory
I
there.
love the original, but I think it'd just be interesting.
Wait, we had a
to
live
see
action
how
Iron
they
Giant. It
make-
was called
I-
Ready Player One.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. Well, okay.
I'm not a gun, except I'm a gun.
Except when I'm raining death.
There's a thing that Andrew and I talk about that when a amazing animated TV show or movie is made, for some reason Hollywood or people's views think that unless it's made into live action, it's not legitimately
It's a cartoon.
a well-told story. Oh, it's just a cartoon.
It's just a cartoon.
Yeah, but
This is like a legit phenomenon. I've observed.
I thought it'd be
The Iron Giant is
interesting to
perfect
how it would look.
the way it is. It would be cool to see, right?
Sure.
Especially with today's technology and stuff.
Sure.
But it's such a perfect movie the way it is. They're doing it with Avatar, The Last Airbender.
If they did, hold on, really quick, because we did a whole episode about Avatar. If they did an Iron Giant live action, I know it would be actually it would be crap because they would change the design of the giant. They would make him look weird and transform.
Michael Bay.
They would make him. Yeah.
No, Michael Bay, Iron Giants.
It would.
No.
He would look.
Oh,
He
Jesus
would look like a mix
Christ.
between a transformer. You know the robot in the new Lost in Space.
God.
He'd look like that. That would be the giant.
Oh God
Okay,
Almighty.
but let's say wait, go back to Skylar.
That's because I know you
Good
love the
Iron
Iron
Giant.
Giant.
Good
Yeah.
Iron Giant.
You,
Let's
I
say
think
good.
I think you're asking for that, and then when you got it, you'd be like, "Oh man."
But that's the
I
poll, right?
I
That's
just
the
wanna see,
poll.
like the artwork, honestly. Maybe
Okay.
not the movie.
Well, okay,
Yeah.
hold on. So X-Men Iron Giant, solid answers 3. Bring it on home.
It's tough, huh?
Yeah. I mean,
What about a sequel? It doesn't have to be
Yeah,
a reboot. What about a sequel?
What's a movie you love that you wanted more of?
Well, I would say Lord of the Rings, but she did get more of it.
what, The Hobbit?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
You don't mind The Hobbit, right? I fucking hate them.
They're not good.
They're not good. Better than the Star Wars reboot.
The third one
my
is the
biggest-
worst.
My biggest problem with the Hobbit movies was the
CG?
super strong female character they just pulled out of their butts and added in. And then, like, throughout all 3 movies, she's super strong and amazing and wonderful. And then, like, the last 5 minutes of the last movie, she, like, sprains her ankle and just dies on the ground. Like, oh,
She didn't die?
She's, like, wailing around on the ground, like, useless. Legolas doesn't love me, I don't know what to do.
Okay. It wasn't like us
Well,
did
no,
love
hold on.
her. It was
They screwed her up.
What I hated about that is because similar stance, they introduced this brand new female character they pulled out of their butts. And this goes back to what I was saying at the beginning of the stream, only to put her in a crappy love triangle.
Yes.
You know, she
It
could
was-
have.
it was
They
fun.
literally could have done anything with her.
Boy, did they force that.
Yeah.
Well,
Force.
we'll let you
it's
think
Lord
about.
of the Rings.
We'll let you think about the last one. I think we're going to sign off.
All right,
We've been
cool.
on here for like 4 hours or
Yeah.
something. I wasn't even on the beginning. These
Yeah.
guys just been rambling.
Power
Listen,
Rangers.
That's what we do.
Today's Friday.
I'm Andrew.
That's Andrew. It's been Fridays with Andrew. We'll see you again next week. Christmas is coming,
Ooh.
right?
The Rankin Bass is on the stream.
We've been watching the
I've
Rankin
been
Bass.
putting it on.
We watched Nestor the
long-eared Christmas donkey.
The donkey and traumatic childhood memories. Jump
And then we
back.
watched the real most necessary sequel, Little Drummer Boy 2.
Did we watch that before Little Drummer Boy 1?
Wait, what? No, we did. I did Little Drummer Boy 1. You just
Little
didn't watch
Drummer
it.
Boy 2.
Little Drummer Boy 2.
I've been going in the timeline.
He's
Oh, I know what they need to
all right.
reboot.
On this note,
Little Drummer Boy 3?
No, they need to reboot Atlantis.
the Disney.
Oh! That would be so
The
good!
first one was amazing.
That would be
but it didn't get
so
enough
good.
attention, and the second one
Yes!
is crap. for
They
some
did a
reason.
second one.
Well, okay, they were
Directed-
going to turn it into a TV show, but they only made like 3 episodes and they didn't actually air. So they decided to just throw those episodes together and make it into a second movie, and it was complete trash.
As a directed-video movie that it's
Yeah.
basically 3
Oh.
episodes cobbled together as a narrative. No, Skylar's 100% on board. That's the best answer.
Yeah.
I need to rewatch Atlantis. I think it's Michael J. Fox.
Yeah, it is. Going back to Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Tying it all together.
I know you
And-
love Michael J. Fox.
Wait.
You know how he watches Atlantis? Like this.
Stop. That's not okay. That's not funny.
So wait,
All right.
I'm gonna.
That's not
Wait, hold on.
funny.
Wait, hold on.
He was.
I love being not funny.
Taking that, I'm going to distract that point. Another thing about Atlantis, it is one of the last movies of Jim Varney.
All right, Vern.
The importance of being earnest.
We're out. Peace.
Bye.